Hello scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today with a very exciting layout for you. So, a couple weeks ago, well actually by the time you see this, it will probably have been at least a month to a month and a half, but I was contacted by Get It Scrapped and they asked me to be on their design team. What? Holy cow, I was like totally freaking out. I love Get It Scrapped. And I've been a member with them for over a year now, and it's a really great place with a lot of great ladies, and I love all of their design team members. So I was really honored when Amy, the design team coordinator, contacted me and asked me to be on their team. I was seriously like floating on air for like a couple weeks after they had asked me to be on their team. So this month, with it being July, they have a couple different themes that they are going to be posting on their blog, and my first assignment is to make an Americana based layout. So what I was kind of going through my photos and kind of thinking about what I think of when I think of Americana, and baseball came up. This is my son Jonas, and he is handicapped. He has spina bifida, and so he doesn't get the chance to be on a quote-unquote normal baseball team. He's a little bit slower than other kids because he just, like, the lower half of his body doesn't work as well as, you know, my other kids who don't have spina bifida. He can run, which is a huge blessing. As you can see in here in this photo, he is running, and he has come so far. We didn't know that he had spina bifida when he was born, so there could have been a lot of complications, but he has been such a blessed little child. But we're not going to talk about that. We're just going to talk about baseball, and he is on a handicap league, which is called Field of Angels, and he's been doing this, I believe this is his third year, and he loves it. You can use a T right here. You can see that there's a T there, but they don't make the older kids use the T. I mean, they don't make the little kids use the T either. They just kind of go with the flow. And so Jonas he is 11 years old, and he likes the feeling of being older. He likes to be able to just do things on his own. So he doesn't like to use the T, and he actually just had his first game a couple weeks ago, and the pitcher had to throw the ball to him probably about 10 times before he actually hit it. But see, what I love about this team is that they don't play by the rules. They play by the kid is the most important thing. The kid is who we are going to focus on. And so when I think of Americana and America, I just think about how awesome little organizations like this are. Something that my son loves playing baseball, and he's not perfect at it. He's not very good at it. But the fact that he can play on a team and be a part of a team and have friends and all of that stuff, just like, you know, my other kids that play on a regular team, like that is what I think about when I think about America and how great of a country it is to live in. You know, I also think of, you know, red, white, and blue, and our troops and everything like that. And actually, kind of funny, this little girl is wearing red, white, and blue in this photo, so I just thought that was funny. But when I think of America and Americana, I think of baseball, and I think of just how amazing people in our communities are, and people that want to help kids that have special needs. So that is kind of what I am focusing on. I am kind of going a different direction than I think everybody else will with this assignment. But I just really wanted to focus on my son and how awesome and special he is to me, and this program that he has because of his special needs and his abilities. So I just wanted to do a little bit of an intro for that, just so that you kind of understand my thought process behind using these photos and the theme of Americana. So I'm going to go ahead and start fast forwarding this video, and I will make the layout. So I hope that you enjoy this, and I will probably come back and talk at the very end. So thanks so much for watching today, you guys. Okay, so now here I am showing you the Fancy Pants Atwell collection that I'm going to be using and all of the papers, which I will have links down below. And also, I did do this layout for Get It Scrapped, excuse me, so I will leave a link to the blog post. Okay, now I am just getting started with cutting down my photos. At this point, I'm not quite sure exactly how I'm going to place them on the layout or anything like that. I do have this 6x6 paper pad that I want to use, so I'm pulling out all of these blues. There's a light blue and a kind of medium blue paper. So I'm going to pull out all of those papers. And I apologize about the zooming in and out. I forgot that I had left on the automatic focuser, and normally I don't do that because of the zooming in and out. It just does that for some reason when you fast forward it. Okay, so here I am cutting down a very, very small mat of the light blue paper behind the photos. So I'm just going to do the light blue paper on these two smaller photos, and that main photo that I want to be the focus is going to be this medium blue, and it is going to be a bigger mat. So I'm leaving a little bit of extra cardstock on the edges. I'm going to use this red paper with the rings on it, and at this point I'm thinking that I want to use that diagonal paper with the black and white lines on it, but I'm not really liking it. It just isn't working. It's hurting my eyes a little too much. So I put it aside, and I do decide to use this black paper as the background, and then I glue down that red piece of paper, and I'm going to just cluster my photos on top of it like this. I'm looking through my papers, my 6x6 papers again, trying to see if maybe I want to pull out another pattern paper to use, but I decide against it. I pulled out these Atwell Fancy Pants stickers, and they are puffy alpha stickers, and I know that I want to use these for my layout. So here I am going to start pulling out pulling out my title. So at first I was thinking maybe I'm going to just have the title be baseball, and then I decide, okay, I think I want it to be ready to play. So since I have this extra space on the left side of the photo, I'm thinking I'm going to put part of the title going down the side there, and then the rest of it across the photo. So this is what I'm working on right now. I'm not too crazy about it, but I'm going to leave it for the moment. So here is where I pull out these puffy stickers from the collection. These are the Atwell Fancy Pants stickers. And there was an arrow, a little blue arrow, and then also this hello star. I also had some of this red and white twine from my stash that I thought maybe I could put there on the left side of the photo, but I didn't really like the way that looked. So I do decide to glue down the photos just to make them permanent, and then I'm going to play with the title a little bit more. I'm going to place it down, but it's still nagging at me that it just doesn't look right, and I don't like it too much. But I place it down anyway. And the thing that really made it a decision to change where I put the title is because you can't really see the word play because of the photo it's underneath. The sky is kind of white, and so I'm thinking, okay, well, you can't see it. I need to put it on top of this photo, but I don't like how much of my son it covered up because my son is the one in the middle of this photo. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'll put it over to this left side. I don't really like that either. So here I'm just going to put it back on the wax paper to revisit again later. So here I am going to put out this twine up here in the top of the layout. I also have this cute little ribbon that I had put around a pencil, and so it's got this little ring going around it, and it looks cute. I pulled off this red and blue chevron pieces from the Puffy Sticker collection, and here I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna move it to this side. So I am placing the title to the side of those chevron stickers, and I kind of like that. But I'm still not incredibly happy with it. Here I place down that yellow hello sticker again. I'm not too fond of it. I am going to end up changing it. So here I place down the word ready. I don't exactly like where I put it, so I'm going to change it over to the far right. I don't like that either because of the space in between the pictures and the title. It just seems too weird to me. I don't know why. I had a really hard time with placing this title down. So I put the arrow there next to the photo. It's not going to stay there, which is probably no surprise. So here I'm going to put the whole title back on the wax paper, and I am going to put it down here like this. I like this placement of the title much, much better. I pull off the 2 chevron pieces. The colors of those were just not flowing as well as I had hoped they would. Here I'm pulling out some of the 6x6 paper pad, thinking that I need just a couple more pattern papers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out a banner shape of this blue this medium blue paper, and then also this diagonal stripe black and white paper. So I'm going to cut those into banners eventually and place them there to the left of the title. So I did cut down this medium blue piece of paper, and then I decided, well, I don't want to do that. I want it to be longer. So I add the piece that I cut off of it, and you can't hardly even tell that I added it back together. So here I'm happy with the way this is looking. I put the chevron arrows back, and let's see if I'm going to put it back there, because it doesn't actually end up like that at the end of the layout. Okay, so I put them back there. I'm still really not loving them. I'm going to place the title down, and then I'm going to readdress everything else on the layout. So it's going to be called Ready to Play. And now here I'm going to work on this top area up here where I have the twine and that ribbon. I'm just going to use some glue dots all across the twine to keep it down on the layout. So here is where I'm going to start adding all of the glue dots to the twine, and it's going to take quite a while, so I might cut all of this out just so it doesn't bore you to death.
Okay, so now I have glued that twine down. I am going to look through my stash and pull out these layered chipboard pieces from We Are Memory Keepers. And I know that this wasn't a 4th of July layout, but it did have the same colors from the, red, white, and blue. So I'm going to pull off some of these arrows and this cute little journaling tag, and I'm going to place them around the layout in just a couple different places. This is where I take off those chevron pieces and I put these triangles there. And I really, really, really love how that looks. So much better than those chevron puffy stickers. Okay, and so now here you can see there's kind of this weird trapped space because of that top of the tag. So I'm going to cut it off and I'm just going to place it right there and do my journaling on that tag. I'm also going to use this tag and I'm going to put it up here right next to the photo. And I really like how that turns out. The arrow goes up here in this top left-hand corner cluster. Sorry, I can't talk. And then also I have this cute little circular tag that has stars on it. So I'm going to put that up there at the top as well. And I think this is pretty much the end of the layout. I will have some photos at the end. Here I'm going to be doing my journaling. Pretty much it just says that I'm glad that Jonas has the chance to be on a sports team because he really loves doing it and he looks forward to it every year. Okay, so I will be back in a moment to kind of talk to you in real life. Thanks for watching.
Okay, hello scrapbookers. I am back and this is my finished layout. As you will have just seen me create it, I thought I would get on and just kind of do a little bit of talking about my final thoughts about the layout. I did start the layout thinking I wasn't going to go with the red, white, and blue theme. Even though this is an Americana layout, I was kind of wanting to focus on baseball being the Americana feel of this layout. But as I sat down, I realized that I really liked these papers from the Atwell collection, which is from Fancy Pants Designs, and they do kind of have this Americana feel to them. They have this blue and reds and blacks and light blue, and so I did actually decide to go with this red, white, and blue scheme on this layout. I did throw a little bit of yellow in here. I'm not too sure I really even like this. I think I'm actually going to just take this off. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. It doesn't really match with the rest of the layout. And I actually had, I was going to use these little chevron pieces over here on this side by the title, but I did pull out let me see if I can find it because I put everything away. I pulled out a chipboard collection from We Are Memory Keepers, and I think this is old. This has to be like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years old, and it's just sitting here in my stash. And I was like, I know that I have like a red, white, and blue. I mean, this is, I think it's called red, white, and blue. Layered chipboard, but this is like a 4th of July theme, and I remembered that I had them, so I'm glad that I remembered I had those, because these chevrons and this little piece here and these 2 pieces here match a little bit better with this red, white, and blue theme that I decided to end up going with. So these 3, I think I am just going to keep them off of the layout. A couple of these were a part of some of these other embellishments, so I did have to tear them off. And I really, really just want this little piece right here, but it won't come off without ripping this tag piece. And I don't want to do that because I do like the tag pieces. Also, one other thing I wanted to say real quick was I had this little chipboard piece that was part of this collection, and it had this little decorative, I don't know what you call that, like the decorative top. It was attached to here, but when I set it there, and you will have seen this in the in the process video, when I set it here, there was a bunch of white space on either side, or not white space, but trap space, and it just looked kind of funny to me. So that's where I decided to cut off the top, and then I just put it over here. I'm also thinking now that I should probably pull up this photo and pop it up and have it be kind of my focal photo. Just because of this chipboard piece that I did decide to put here, I'm thinking that this photo needs to be at least the same height as it, if not higher than it, just to kind of, so that your eye isn't drawn to this piece and you're like, what is it doing there? Like, I don't want it to look like it's random and doesn't belong there. So I think that's what I'm going to do real quick. If I can find my pop dots, of course. Why would I be able to find those? But so you will see that in the pictures where I will have this photo popped up. And this is just my final layout. I am so excited to be on the Get It Scrap team. So honored to be there, and hopefully I will be able to bring you inspiration as well as the other ladies on the team. Thanks so much for watching today, you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye!